We've just got the community transmission for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Good day everyone, my name's Jack here on Star Wars Galaxy, bringing you the latest news for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Just right now, the latest community transmission, or the developer update, has dropped for Battlefront 2, talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi and the 212th Attack Battalion that are coming in the update for Geonosis very soon. So let's jump into it and look at all the juicy details. There's a little quote from Obi-Wan Kenobi to start the transmission. It says, "If you just find yourself by the power to take life, the desire to dominate, to possess, then you have nothing." A very wise quote to start this community transmission. Well, let's jump into it. So, Ben goes on to talk about the behind the scenes of bringing Obi-Wan Kenobi to Star Wars Battlefront 2, so let's have a quick read and discuss. With Obi-Wan Kenobi being present through Star Wars Saga, we've had no shortage of inspiration to draw from, but it was his skills with the lightsaber and his combat prowess, especially in defense, that we decided to focus upon. This basically references to how Battlefront 2's developers like to design the heroes as if they are in the Star Wars universe, whereas General Grievous being a tactician, Darth Maul being very aggressive, and of course Obi-Wan Kenobi being on a very defensive stance. It does make sense, and, for immersion's sake, it's pretty cool. Let's go on. It was important for us when playing as Obi-Wan, not only would players feel as if they're playing as the legendary Jedi Master, but also imperative that we capture the person that was often the leader on the battlefront and an inspiration to the clones he commanded. We wanted to capture the essence of Obi-Wan running headfirst towards a battalion of droids, using his lightsaber to deflect blaster fire with perfect accuracy, which we see him doing in the Clone Wars animated series. We also wanted to ensure that he captured his expertise as a Force user, and we worked to ensure that it was reflected within his ability set. We took inspiration from numerous sources, one which was a battle against Anakin Skywalker, with both Jedi locked in a stalemate, one hand raised against the other using similar hand to play a key part in the animation, on display with one of his abilities. Another battle we took inspiration from was such battle against General Grievous, in which he finds himself backed up against the wall, with Grievous approaching. Obi-Wan unleashes a powerful force push, sending the general of the droid army tumbling backwards. Pretty cool how they're taking inspiration from not only the animated series, but also the movies as well. It's hard to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi without at least mentioning his penchant for using the Force to play mind tricks on his opponents, so it was important that this aspect of his character was also present. His now iconic wave of the hand, which has been seen throughout the Star Wars saga, will be present in the form of his ability, Restrictive Mind Trick. Now there's a little image of Obi-Wan Kenobi which I'll chuck up on screen now, as well as some just graphics anyway. He is looking really cool in the game. I cannot wait to jump in and play as him very soon. So let's talk about Obi-Wan's abilities. So obviously he's got his lightsaber, the traditional weapon of a Jedi Knight. It provides strong attacks, and Obi-Wan will have the ability to deflect both lightsaber blasters more effectively than other Jedi due to his increased stamina pool. His other ability, All-Out Push, Obi-Wan will unleash a powerful force blast in an area directly in front of him, damaging and sending his opponents tumbling backwards. This ability can be adapted based on the situation you find yourself in. Hold down a button to increase both the range and width of this ability. His next ability is Defensive Rush. Obi-Wan will rush towards, swinging his lightsaber, deflecting any attacks and damaging enemies in front of him. Now that ability is going to be very cool for bits like Naboo, where you have to shut down the security systems. Usually find a bunch of clones or droids in one corridor. If you can rush towards them while deflecting their bolts back towards them, it's going to be very powerful. So, Restrictive Mind Trick. When used, all opponents in front of Obi-Wan will be disrupted. During this time, no abilities will be available. This also includes dodges. That's going to be very cool. And it kind of builds on how the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi being defensive. He's always going to have clones or, other allies around him when using his abilities to take full force of them. It's going to be really cool. So star cards. These are some of the cards for Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I'll read through them and give you an idea of them. So we've got Jedi Resilience. This is increased health regeneration. Basically includes his maximum health regeneration. Pretty simple. The next one's Jedi General, Health Regained. Whenever Obi-Wan Kenobi defeats an enemy trooper, he regains 20 health. Whenever he defeats an enemy hero, he regains even more. I think that should be enemy droid, to be honest. If he's defeating troopers, Order 66 happened already. The next card is Perfect Defense. Its effect is basically defensive combat, and it blocks lightsaber and blast attacks, drains less stamina. The next card is called Give It All. The effect is increased range and decreased damage. Then we've got Quicken Focus. Basically, it decreases time for the charge up of All-Out Push. The next one is Think It Over. The increased effect, enemies are affected by Restrictive Mind Trick for a longer time. The following card is More Doubts. It increases the range of the Restrictive Mind Trick. Then we've got Forward. This increases the the Defensive Rush lightsaber damage. Then we've got Critical Deflection. This increases the damage from a Defensive Rush yet again. Now we've got a list of Obi-Wan Kenobi's voice lines. I'll read some of them off to you now and put the rest of them on screen. The key ones are "Let the negotiations begin." "You want to go home and rethink your life. You haven't exactly impressed me today." We've also got "Hello there," the "So Uncivilized" line, which is one of my favourites. We also got a line going Trandoshans, always so touchy, and saying let's avoid any of General Skywalker's techniques, shall we? I can't wait to see these lines in the game as they're going to be pretty cool. Check on screen now to see the full list. Now Obi-Wan Kenobi also comes with 4 victory poses. We've got Shall We Duel, Fighting Stance, Soldiers With Me, and Contemplating. Emotes wise, we have Hello There, Only a Sith Deals in Absolutes, The Strongest Defense in a Swift and Decisive Offense, Your Move. I'm looking forward to these emotes, especially the Your Move one. It's probably one I will use. I can't wait for that. Now milestones, we've got Name Ford. This basically hit 30 enemies with defensive rush ability. We've got A Little Further, you've got to defeat 30 enemies with the all-out push ability. And we've got Change Your Mind, you've got to hit 30 enemies with a restrictive mind trick ability. They sound pretty easy, and I can't wait to test them out and see how well they're going to do. Now appearance wise, we also have the default appearance I showed you earlier. His 2 appearances when he launches will be his default one based on the appearance in Revenge of the Sith. Additionally, he'll have his epic appearance, which will cost 40,000 credits or 1,000 crystals, and will be based on his iconic Jedi robes. Now someone did just tell me, basically saying that the original Jedi robes one, which you're seeing right now, was meant to release in January, but has now been pushed forward to release next week. It's going to be really cool. I'm glad they've done that. Alright, let's talk about the 212th Attack Battalion. So obviously this is Commander Cody's regiment. Now, it basically says, where General Kenobi led, his loyal 212 followed. Led by the Clone Marshal Commander CC-224, also known as Cody, the 212 Attack Battalion was a formidable force that was assigned to Jedi General Obi-Wan during the Clone Wars. They were tasked with some of the most important missions needed by the Republic. From the battles of Ryloth and Ambar to the invasion of Utapau, the 212 fought in some of the most difficult assaults on the Clone Wars. Their sacrifices were great and their losses were many, but in doing so they secured some of the most crucial victories against the CIS that led to Republic superiority in the theatre of war. When the tide turned and Order 66 was executed by the self-proclaimed Emperor, the 212 was also the cause of great damage to the Jedi and their allies. Turning on Obi-Wan Kenobi and joining the Imperial Army, they were eventually deployed to Kashyyyk to help combat the fierce Wookiee resistance as well. However, before falling to Order 66, they were one of the most loyal legions in the Grand Army of the Republic, proving to valor time and again. Their strategic prowess and the battle-hardened troopers of the 212 were some of the bravest and finest soldiers in the Republic. So there we go. That's a little bit of information about the 212 Attack Battalion there, and obviously they'll be joining a Battle of Geonosis update very soon. Ben goes on to say, we'll be back next week with an overview of everything that's coming in the Battle of Geonosis update. The team is incredibly excited about Obi-Wan joining the roster of heroes in Battlefront 2, and as always, we can't wait to hear the community's feedback. So wow, that's pretty an amazing community transmission, to be honest. I am so looking forward to Obi-Wan Kenobi joining Battlefront 2, and I cannot wait for the Battle of Geonosis update. It is going to be really cool. I can't wait to actually hear Obi-Wan's voice lines as well, and rumour is there might be a new trailer coming for Battlefront 2 very soon, so I can't wait to see that. It's going to be pretty cool. But anyway, my name's been Jack here on Star Wars Galaxy. I'd love to know what you think about the 212 and Obi-Wan Kenobi down below in the comments, so make sure to let us know. In the meantime, I'll catch you next time. May the Force be with you.